This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danishka Madhavala and read by Chandima Veerakorn. Headlines. The President emphasized that the government has no interest in hiding the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the Easter Sunday attack. UNICEF has procured and delivered the first shipment of 264,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine to Sri Lanka. Persons above 60 years of age will receive COVID vaccine from tomorrow. The police request the people to drive safely. The Sri Lanka Army has completed construction of the Nellua-Lankagama Pitadeniya Road within 90 days. Parliamentarian Shanta Bandara says that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has no intention to leave the government. Dalai Lama urges others to get vaccinated as he receives first shot. Local stories in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa emphasized that the government is responsible for the national security of the country and there will be no room for terrorism of Tamil separatism or Islamic extremism to rise again in the country. The President emphasized that his government has no interest in hiding the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the Easter Sunday attack. The government will not make a deal with any person or party in this regard and that no one wants to make anyone happy, the President said, requesting not to politicize the issue. The President said that the Easter Sunday attack is a national issue. It should not be taken as a political theme. It is the responsibility of the government to act appropriately on behalf of the people affected by the attack. Justifying the concerns of Archbishop of Colombo, Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith, over the process of justice to the people, the President said the Cardinal's pain about the attack is reasonable and he has the right to talk about it. The President pointed out that it is sad and ridiculous that the politicians of the then government who were silent at the time of the attack are now raising black flags. The President said he did not come to power on the platform of the Easter Sunday attack and the people were disappointed with the previous government before the attack in 2019. The President expressed these views while participating in the 13th Gama Samaga Pilisandara program held last morning at the Maduragama Sports Ground in Veragala Grama-Niladhari Division in the Giribaba Divisional Secretariat Division in the Kurunagal District. The Catholic Archdiocese of Colombo decided to declare today a Black Sunday against the lack of justice for all those who died and were affected by the Easter attacks. Accordingly, the Archdiocese requested Catholics in the country to dress in black for the Sunday Mass today and to engage in a silent protest outside the churches following the Mass. However, the Archbishop of Colombo, Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith, has requested representatives of all political parties not to politicize the protest. UNICEF has procured and delivered the first shipment of 264,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Sri Lanka today as part of the first allocation of the 1.44 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines from the COVAX facility to the Sri Lanka Ministry of Health. A cargo flight touched down at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake in the early hours today with the first 264,000 COVAX COVID-19 vaccines. Emma Braham, representative of the UNICEF Sri Lanka, officially handed over the first batch of the vaccine stock to State Minister of Primary Healthcare, Epidemics and COVID Disease Control, Dr. Sudarshini Fernandapulle, at the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport today. Led by UNICEF, the procurement and delivery of this supply of the vaccines through the COVAX facility underpins the national deployment and vaccination plan of the Ministry of Health and will provide critical vaccination support for 20% of the population. The first 264,000 doses from COVAX will be for the most vulnerable persons above 60 years of age in the most high-risk areas impacted by COVID-19. As part of the agreement between the Ministry of Health and the COVAX facility, the supply of the 1.44 million doses will be procured by UNICEF in stages until May 2021, subjected to the availability from manufacturers and authorization by WHO emergency use listing. The Sri Lanka Army has been able to construct the 18-kilometre-long Neluwa-Lankagama-Pitadeniya road in as little as 90 days. Lankagama has been isolated for about 40 years and no attention has been paid to the village. After the construction of the Neluwa-Lankagama road as a rural road by the River Valleys Development Board in 1984, no repairs have been done. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has decided to develop the Lankagama road, realizing the vision of prosperity policy. He instructed that construction be carried out so that no harm has been caused to the environment. Accordingly, the construction work was carried out by the Sri Lanka Army under the supervision of the Road Development Authority. This has solved many problems faced by the people of Lankagama who had no road facilities. There are no problems faced by patients and pregnant women today. Village products have also been able to fetch good prices. The tourism industry also enriches the economy of the rural people. The road difficulties faced by school children are no more. The road from Deniyaya to Lankagama is currently under construction under the second phase of the project. Renovation activities of 8 selected tanks in the Suryavawa Divisional Secretariat Division under the Vari Saubhagya program have commenced. The renovation activities of the Ran Katuwara Vawa will be commenced under the patronage of Minister Chamal Rajapaksa this evening. 8 million rupees will be spent for the project. It is expected to provide water facilities for 52 acres of paddy fields in the area. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life.
Continuing with the local stories, Parliamentarian Shantha Bandara says that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has no intention to leave the government. He was addressing a gathering at Manampitiya area, Pothuhara. He said that the party has expressed its support to the president to find solutions for the problems faced by the country. At this time, everybody's responsibility is to stay with the government without breaking into parties. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said that more than half of the police officers in the country have been vaccinated. The DIG said that at present more than 39,000 police officers have been given the coronavirus jab. The vaccination program is continuing. To end the local news, the headlines again. The President emphasizes that the government has no interest in hiding the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the Easter Sunday attack. UNICEF has procured and delivered the first shipment of 264,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine to Sri Lanka. Persons above 60 years of age will receive COVID vaccine from tomorrow. The police request the people to drive safely. The Sri Lanka Army has completed construction of the Neluwa-Lankagama-Pitadeniya road within 90 days. Parliamentarian Shantha Bandara says that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has no intention to leave the government. That ends local news.
Introducing Speed Investment with Sri Lanka Insurance, the only insurance policy that increases your sum assured by 5% every year for the same premium amount. You also get a bonus payment at maturity. What better plan to have when you can invest now and relax later? The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life. Sri Lanka Insurance. Like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
On the main news story, the Chief of Air Staff of the Pakistan Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan, and the Chief of Air Staff of the Bangladesh Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Mazhar Saniabat, called on Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees Friday evening. Both heads of the Air Force are visiting Sri Lanka to attend the 70th anniversary celebrations of the Sri Lanka Air Force. The Pakistani and Bangladeshi delegations spoke to the Prime Minister about providing training for Air Force officers as well as assisting each other with technical requirements that arise. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said that 15 people had been killed in road accidents on March 4th alone, the second highest number of deaths this year, and that pedestrians and motorcyclists were more likely to be victims of accidents. So far this year alone, there have been a total of 3,556 road accidents reported, the spokesman said. Out of them, 959 are vehicle damages, 1,560 minor injuries, 569 serious accidents, and 374 fatal accidents. Out of the fatal accidents, 329 have been fatal, according to police headquarters data. 6 people have been killed in road accidents yesterday alone. That ends Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Pope Francis visits regions of Iraq once held by Islamic State. Dalai Lama urges others to get vaccinated as he receives first shot. India asked to return police officers who crossed border during Myanmar coup. Pope Francis is visiting parts of northern Iraq that were held by Islamic State militants on the third day of his historic trip to the country. Militants overran the region in 2014, destroying historic churches and looting. Christians have been returning there since IS was defeated in 2017. Later on Sunday, the Pope will celebrate Mass at a football stadium in Erbil with up to 10,000 attendees expected. There are fears the ritual could become a coronavirus super spreader event. Iraq has seen a sharp rise in COVID-19 infections over the past month, and along with security fears over the pontiff's visit, it is one of his riskiest trips yet. Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama has received his first dose of the coronavirus vaccine while urging others eligible to take this injection. This is very, very helpful, very good, he said, as he was given the Oxford AstraZeneca jab at a facility in the Indian city of Dharamsala on Saturday. The Dalai Lama had enrolled himself to be vaccinated, officials said. India launched its vaccination drive on 16 January, but it was limited to healthcare workers and frontline staff. Since 1st March, however, the scheme has been extended to people aged over 60 and those between the ages of 45 and 59 with underlying illnesses. Myanmar has asked neighbouring India to return several police officers who crossed the border seeking refuge after refusing to carry out orders. Indian officials said the officers and their families had crossed the border in recent days. In a letter, Myanmar authorities asked for their return in order to uphold friendly relations. Myanmar has been gripped by mass protests and strikes following a military coup last month. Security forces have taken a hard line against demonstrations and at least 55 deaths have been reported. To end the world news, the headlines again. Pope Francis visits regions of Iraq once held by Islamic State. Dalai Lama urges others to get vaccinated as he receives first shot. India asked to return police officers who crossed border during Myanmar coup. That ends the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
Moving on to development news, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa yesterday opened the DAG Apparel Garment Factory in Monaragala. DAG Apparel Private Limited has set up this new garment factory with an investment of 500 million rupees. It has created 600 direct jobs. Another 3,000 will receive indirect benefits. The new garment factory is expected to earn 3.5 billion rupees a year from ready-made garment exports. The Prime Minister inaugurated the new garment factory by cutting the ribbon and observed its production activities. That ends development news.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
And on sports news, Daniel Amate scored a late winner as Leicester City came from behind to beat Brighton and boost their bid for Champions League qualification. The defenders stooped low to head into an empty net after Brighton keeper Robert Shanzes failed to claim Mark Albrighton's corner. Kileshi Ilianico began to fight back with his second goal in as many games. He cancelled out Adam Lallana's first Brighton goal, which ended a 503-day drought without scoring. Victory lifted Leicester above Manchester United and into second place in the Premier League, while extending their unbeaten away run to 10 league games. Brighton remained 3 points above the relegation zone in 16th. That ends sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
On business news, the UK is expressing growing concern over a hack on Microsoft's Exchange email software that the tech company has blamed on China. This is an active threat, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said on Friday. Everyone running these servers, government, private sector, academia, needs to act now to patch them. Microsoft said hackers had used its mail server to attack their targets. It is reported that tens of thousands of US organizations may be impacted. The US has long accused the Chinese government of cyber espionage, something Beijing denies. That ends business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The boss of IKEA has told the BBC he fears that global trade tensions will lead to higher prices for customers. Jesper Brodin, Chief Executive of Inca Group, which is the furniture giant's holding company, said imposing restrictions such as tariffs normally doesn't benefit the ordinary people. Many countries have imposed new tariffs and other restrictions on imports in recent years. The trend was accentuated by the US under former President Donald Trump.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry. Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally on the weather report, showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the island after 1 p.m. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in central, Sabaragamuwa, southern, northwestern and western provinces. Few showers will occur in the eastern and Uva provinces in the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central, Sabaragamuwa, Uva and western provinces during the morning. That ends the weather report. To conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. The President emphasizes that the government has no interest in hiding the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the Easter Sunday attack. UNICEF has procured and delivered the first shipment of 264,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Sri Lanka. Persons above 60 years of age will receive COVID vaccine from tomorrow. The police request the people to drive safely. The Sri Lanka Army has completed construction of the Nellore-Lankagama Pitadeni road within 90 days. Parliamentarian Shanta Bandara says that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has no intention to leave the government. And on news overseas, the Dalai Lama urges others to get vaccinated as he receives first shot. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Over to my friend and colleague Saundi Thavam to keep you entertained. Over to you, Saundi.